truck purchases. So here's a big mistake that rookie owner operators often make. They get attached to their first truck. I think almost every rookie owner operator does this. I, you know, I've been owner operator for 10 years, and I've met so many other owner operators, networked with them, talked to them, and by and large, they all make the same mistake. They hold on to their first truck for too long. It's understandable. I did it. I took my first truck up to 1.2 million miles. I don't recommend it. What you got to do is you got to look at that truck as a tool or a piece of equipment, a used piece of equipment. Um, it's subject to normal wear and tear, and it needs to be recycled when it comes time. Too often, guys don't want to recycle their truck. It's something where it's like that's their ride. They're very much emotionally attached to that truck. It has sentimental value. They've taken pictures of it. They traveled the country with it. Obviously, they slept in it. Um, they've taken care of it, and they don't want to let it go. But I'll tell you that that's a mistake. That's just a mistake. Almost everybody makes it, but it is a mistake. I'm on the process of buying my third truck, and every time I buy a truck, it's better than the truck I had before. And there's new safety features coming out in the truck. Trucks perform better. They have more reliable components, more durability. Uh, New creature features. All these things are nice with a newer truck. Uh, the advantage it's holding onto your first truck is typically it's paid for, so there's no truck payment. I mean, that really appeals to the rookie owner operators to have no truck payment. But if you don't have a truck payment, you're also getting no tax advantages for depreciation or writing off the cost of the truck. So there are some negative consequences of having a truck that's paid for. The other thing with the old truck, your first truck, is that it's probably going to break down very often. Going to leave you on the roadside breakdown. You're going to be towed multiple times. The warranty is probably expired. So you're going to have more out-of-pocket expense, and the cost of the downtime. You don't realize how expensive those truck repairs are until you start calculating how much money you didn't make because your truck was in the shop. So when you add it all up, it becomes somewhat of a business decision. It's not personal, for the truck, so much as that the old truck is costing you money. Whether you realize it or not. I realize you don't have a truck payment, but the old truck is costing you money because of the cost of lost opportunity for downtime, money you're not making, plus the cost of the repair. So if you have a breakdown that's $5,000, but you're down for a week, well, that just doubled your cost, because you didn't make 5,000 for the week, and it costs 5,000 to get it repaired. So your actual true cost is more like $10,000 for that breakdown. And that happens regularly, routinely, and repeatedly with an old truck. And when I'm talking about old, I'm talking about a truck that's over 700,000 miles. And you may get to 1 million without an overhaul. You may not. you know, um, I was successful in my first truck getting up to 1.2 million miles without an overhaul. But in the end, the engine did blow. It blew at 1.2 million miles, which was like the B50 rating. B50 is the manufacturer's rating for the engine. It is for like 50% of all the trucks with that engine will fail before reaching a certain mileage limit. And the mileage limit on the Detroit diesel, that first truck with a DD13, was 1.2 million miles. Guess when it blew? 1.2 million miles. So, um, but the one box went before that, so I had to replace the one box, and the transmission went. I had to replace. It was a 10-speed manual transmission that went. Even the axles are only rated for 1.5 million miles. So you can hold on to that old truck, um, but I don't recommend it. Having done that, been there, done that, I just don't recommend it. I think there's better opportunities, to jump into a newer truck. Save your money. You're getting up to 700,000 miles, somewhere between 700 and 800,000 miles. I mean, it's keeping it, that's long enough, uh, save your money and then apply that as a down payment. All right, guys, got to go. Got a phone call. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the internet.